Jack's son stared up at the sky in amazement. Curious, Jack looked up as well, only to see a massive fleet of military aircraft flying overhead. The deafening roar suggested something significant was about to happen. A prominent light shone in the sky, the Clark Comet, which had been dominating media coverage recently. Reports claimed it was the closest comet to Earth in recorded history. While shopping at the supermarket, Jack's phone emitted a piercing alert, a presidential alert, the highest level possible. He glanced around at the other shoppers, but no one else seemed to have received the alert. As he stood there puzzled, the Department of Homeland Security called him. Jack answered skeptically, only to hear a robotic voice informing him that his family had been selected for emergency shelter access. This sudden notification felt off to Jack, and he hurried home. His neighbors were gathered at his house, sitting together in anticipation of witnessing the comet's impact with Earth. According to expert predictions, the comet would land in the ocean, so there was no cause for concern. After all, this was a once-in-a-century event. But as the countdown ended, the ocean surface remained calm. Suddenly, the ground began to shake. Jack rushed outside to investigate. A flock of birds flew overhead, as if startled by something. Without warning, a massive shockwave knocked him to the ground. Seeing the enormous mushroom cloud in the sky, he knew time was running out. He quickly returned inside. Everyone's earlier excitement had vanished. News footage of the debris impact came through. The fragments had struck Central Florida of all places. The trajectory predictions had clearly been way off. Though called fragments, these pieces were the size of football fields. The resulting shockwave could be felt over 1,500 miles away. Everyone descended into panic. At that moment, Jack received another presidential alert. His neighbors' phones remained silent. The Department of Homeland Security called again, instructing Jack and his family to report to a designated Air Force base by 9:45 p.m. No others could accompany them. They then sent an identification QR code to his phone. Upon arrival at the Air Force base, presenting this code would grant them flight clearance. After packing their belongings, the family drove toward the designated base. But just as they were leaving, a neighbor stopped him, begging Jack to take his child. However, the instructions had been explicit, only immediate family. With no other choice, Jack pressed the accelerator and drove away. The route to the military base was clogged with countless vehicles. They didn't arrive at the Air Force base until 9 p.m. The place was already packed with people, most of whom hadn't received clearance. Those who had been granted access were biologists, scientists, and doctors, individuals who would be able to help rebuild society quickly in the aftermath. Jack had been selected because of his profession as an architect. Jack approached the checkpoint and retrieved the QR code. The soldiers issued wristbands to his family.